Goes out the window.
Does it annoy you that you're named after that great man and he's in his corner for this?
Strictly business. He's getting the bag in it, so
Just a response to people like Bellew saying this is a freak show and other people saying it's just for money.
Haters gonna hate, bitches gonna hate.
First amendment.
They'll use the bitch, and so was Carl Froch. There you go,
what did you make of
Tyson Fury has finally fired damaging shots at Carl Froch after he disrespectfully abused John Fury on a live session.
Come and meet me face to face. I'll eat Froch alive and I'll eat Bellew alive. You want to come and see me? I'm here! And I'm ready! And I'm stepping back from no man, no matter who they are.
The heavyweight champion has sealed his rematch with Usyk, but he needs a little time to deal with Carl Froch, and he did so brutally.
The Usyk fight didn't happen. You're fighting Ngannou instead of Usyk. You should be defending your title, really. You've got an obligation to the sport of heavyweight boxing as a champion. How long have you got left in the game? What, you got 2-3 more fights?
Tyson Fury is back after his loss against Alexander Usyk in the undisputed world heavyweight title fight, and his return is for another battle, well, not in boxing for now, but a verbal battle against the Fury family's longtime foe, Carl Froch. And what's a verbal exchange from Tyson Fury without a promise to be beaten up? However, it's expected that this feud with Carl Froch wouldn't be another distraction from his preparation for the rematch in October, as Bob Arum had just confirmed his rematch against Alexander Usyk. Essentially, Mike Tyson's former sparring partner and friend Joe Egan had complained about Tyson Fury being too distracted before he went into the fight against Alexander Usyk. He questioned Tyson Fury's seriousness going into the fight and highlighted moments that showed the Gypsy King was never serious about the fight, as too many side attractions kept him busy. Instead,
it was a close fight, but it was only 50% of Tyson Fury. He wasn't fit for that fight, Carl. I don't care what anybody says. He was thinner, they were saying his weight was great. He wasn't fit. He didn't prepare properly.
It was a close fight, but it was only 50% of Tyson Fury. He wasn't fit for that fight, Carl. I don't care what anybody says. They were saying his weight was great. He wasn't fit. He didn't prepare properly for that fight. Well, he couldn't stop talking about Tyson Fury's ill-preparedness. So he did again. There's an old saying, failed to prepare, prepared to fail. His training camp was broken up right. He was out in Dubai watching Francis and Joshua. 9 weeks before the fight, it turned out someone was observing Tyson Fury all along, and it was Joe Egan. He went on to highlight several key moments where Tyson Fury showed NIS unseriousness in the build-up to the fight. 7 weeks before the fight, he's doing a press conference in Manchester without Usyk. Usyk didn't break his camp. Then 4 weeks before the fight, he's out visiting his family at Morocco, seeing his children and stuff. There are sacrifices that you've got to make in a 12-week training camp, and he didn't make those sacrifices. Mike Tyson hasn't broken his camp for being a YouTuber. That's how serious he's taking his fight with Jake Paul. But I don't think Tyson Fury took this fight seriously. I think he believed the hype that his brilliance was going to beat Usyk. And yes, his brilliance, he had flashes of brilliance in the fight, but he wasn't able to sustain the brilliance because he wasn't fit. And then he had that other distraction, his father telling him instructions over Sugar Hill and Andy Lee, who have forgotten more about boxing than he ever will know.
Was broke up, right? He was out in Dubai watching Ngannou and Joshua 9 weeks before the fight. 7 weeks before the fight, he's doing a press conference in Manchester without Usyk. Usyk didn't.
He then compared Tyson Fury with his early days in boxing, where he looked fitter than he currently looks. Tyson that boxed Klitschko 10 years ago out in Germany. How supremely fit was he then? Tyson that boxed Deontay Wilder in the first fight. How supremely fit was he then? The Tyson that boxed Francis, that boxed Wall, wasn't fought in either fight, and it was the same do Usyk. He wasn't 100% fit, and he still came close. You know, there's too many men in his camp that don't stand up to them and crack the whip to understand and say, Tyson, you've got to get out on the roads like you used to be. He's an incredible engine. That man could fight. When he boxed Wilder in the 12th round, he got put down and got up and was able to dance around.
He's doing a press conference in Manchester without Usyk. Usyk didn't break his camp. Then 4 weeks before the fight, he's out visiting his family in Morecambe, seeing his children and stuff. Now, you were the ultimate.
However, a rematch against Alexander Usyk is set, along with some good news for the new undisputed world heavyweight champion. And while we discuss that later in this video, Tyson Fury has gotten himself into another distraction that may ultimately lead him to another loss against Alexander Usyk in October. This time he attacked Carl Froch after countless back and forth between them in the past for disrespecting his father John Fury on an Instagram live session they had together.
And terrible that people will be watching this fight, the biggest fight in years, and there'll be young kids and people trying to get into the sport, and the attention it's bringing to boxing. You've got John Fury, the big idiot.
And really, when you think of it, John Fury seems one of the worthiest people on earth for every form of disrespect. The headbutt of Alexander Usyk's team member, the repeated hitting of a glass, separating him, and KSI, the overturning of the press announce table at Tommy Fury's press conference with Jake Paul, the open challenge against Mike Tyson, and many other instances, are reasons why even the least boxer would feel accomplished to sit John Fury down and finish him off with scathing statements. Then that was exactly what Carl Froch did. He confronted John Fury and mocked him for Tyson's loss against Alexander Usyk. But not just that, he went ahead to blame JN for Tyson's loss, claiming John Fury was responsible for the chaos in Tyson's corner on the night. Froch had told him during the live session that he was a destructive father, saying anyone should be ashamed to have a father like you. That's so embarrassing. You literally ruined your son. He lost because you always want to steal the show, and you've done it by doing the most embarrassing thing possible. You headbutt your opposing team and shouted over your son till he lost. Don't even come for me, you'll regret it. Froch then quit after John Fury said had no business with what happened in the corner, and that he should get ready for some serious beating. You won't survive it, old man. You'd be on the ground before I raise a finger, Carl Froch said. And now, Tyson Fury is apparently back, ready to take revenge on his father's behalf. He slammed Carl Froch for coming at his father, asking if Froch ever had anyone to father him. Carl, you're a freaking idiot, and I don't blame you. You don't come at my father like that. Never. If you don't have one, then don't disrespect mine. You need to know boundaries, and don't cross the O, else I'll kill you.
The window.
Does it annoy you that you're named after that great man and he's in his corner for this?
Strictly business. He's getting the bag in it, so
Tyson, just a response to people like Bellew saying this is a freak show and other people saying it's just
jealous.
for money.
Haters gonna hate, bitch is gonna hate.
First of many.
Bellu's a bitch, and so was Carl Froch. There you go.
He further trolled Carl Froch for claiming he would fight John Fury for charity. Leave my dad alone, ignore him, and let's meet, let's face in the ring, and let me break your bones and feed them to dogs, you idiot. And for the record, record your boxing career. Has nothing on me as usual. Carl Froch is expected to drop his response on his YouTube page. Froch on fighting, having done that severally in the past when he had to throw shades at John Fury or his son Tyson Fury months ago, after Carl Froch slammed Tyson Fury for avoiding Alexander-esque to face France's former World Boxing Council heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury did back at criticism of his decision to face boxing debutant Francis in a 10-round, non-title bout in the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh on October 28th. Prior to the fight, it was clear that the 35-year-old Brit was eschewing a bout against the former World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, and International Boxing Federation heavyweight champion, and now undisputed world heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, in favor of the big money bout against former Ultimate Fighting Championship heavyweight champion Francis instead. And the two retired former world champions, who were particularly vocal about their dismay and Fury's decision, are Carl Froch and Tony Bellew. Their comments ruffled the feathers of the self-styled Gypsy King. See these damn balls, lick them, idiot. Fury said the fact that Bell and Froch didn't make any money out of the game is obviously hurtful to them. I've just signed the biggest deal in boxing history, which I can't divulge to you right now. They're like all these media suckers mentioned Tyson Fury's name to try and hit some clickbait, but without me there ain't no __ boxing. I run to the game. See this __ balls, lick them. Listen, haters are going to hate. And of the fact that Tony Bell and KFR didn't make any money out the game, it's obviously hurtful to him, and I'm making the biggest bags that's ever existed. I was just signed the biggest deal in boxing history, which I can't divulge here right now, but let's just say KY Clank, let Tony B and KFR do a little mock-up fight. FR called out Fury for disrespecting the sport and its fans. It's not classy to talk about money at all. Me and Tony, we've done all right. We got out of the sport with our health intact, financially free, physically and mentally in a good place, he said on his YouTube channel Frost on Fighting. He then continued saying, I'm an average fighter. Your CV doesn't stack up against mine. It just doesn't. You got 4 wins over world champions for Steve Cunningham and old cruiserweight Vladimir Klitschko in a real stinker. Horrible fight. Deontay Wilder 3 times. You beat him twice. I got 11 wins over world champions Lennox Lewis, but he got 14 freaking. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.